so fast that I cannot individually shout all of you out. But I do need to get through Becky. So last night on Rewind, I really made a push to get Becky to call in to try to resolve this once and for all, because it's truly important that she's there for me. I know none of the other hosts want her there. She didn't call in. And then this morning I got a text message from her saying that she was down to work things out. So I spent about an hour on the phone with her. She had a list of demands. I met all her demands, and we solved everything. So she was in fact going to fat camp. We only had one issue, and that was who's watching her cats. And so I added Mike to the call so me, Mike, and Becky could, figure this out for her to go to fat camp with the cats. We had multiple different solutions, one being her mom. You guys text me those places, which I sent to her. And the last thing Becky said to us is that she 100% is going to fat camp, and she'll figure out a solution on the cats.
Wow.
And then about 2 hours later, I got this text message where she said, I thought it all over, and I'm not coming to fat camp. If you're interested in licensing lolcow queens, please text me. So,
I mean,
one of the things that she asked for was to license queens or have some sort of ownership or something, which I told her, we can't do, which she was fine with. And she was fine with that. She's like, she understood it. I explained it. Like, me and Mike are not going to give up ownership to queens to her. And she wanted like full creative control. That was one of the things. And we're like, not full, but we'll give you more creative control than you have now. So we did a lot. Like we agreed on everything. She was 100% going. And then once again, time went by, and then I get a text message that she's not going. So I called Mike, and for the first time ever, Mike is done with her. Mike does not want her back on Queens or at Fat Camp or anything.
Thank you.
For the very first time during all this
Average
bullshit.
Hyena Enjoyer super chatted $22.17. Little late on this, but I wanted to say that the fact that you guys are live every day, it's understandable not every day is gonna be a banger. I just enjoy having the background noise while I'm at work. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, brother. It's the first time during this entire feud that Mike has really put his foot down. And he told me, he goes, Keem, I don't want her at Fat Camp. I don't want her on Queens. I don't need her on Queens.
Good.
And when Mike said that, that kind of gave me the green light to just move forward and kind of put this to rest. So today we removed Becky as a moderator on the Queens Reddit and the other Reddit. She got removed off the channel, and it's just an all out, like, we're done. Like, we had a meeting with Tina. Tina's 100% all for this to get rid of Becky. And yeah, Becky is just not in the lolcowlive universe, period. And one of the stipulations is it's like my line in the sand was that if she was not at Fat Camp, that there's no path back. It's impossible to come back. And so that's kind of where we're at. Now, will she be treated like Grace and Lynx? No. We don't need to block her. We don't need to not mention her name
Max,
or anything like that.
Super chatted $19.99. What do I have to do to be part of Queens?
It's
Be
not
females one.
Super chatted
Yeah.
$20.
Grow a
You
vagina.
give Becky partial ownership of Queens or control of Queens. The other lolcow hosts will want the same thing on their shows.
Exactly.
No,
You lose all your ownership, Keem.
No, we
Becky
would.
is just finding a...
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a good one and a good day or good morning. So, some update about the whole Becky situation on lolcowlive and on Queen, obviously. So, let me start off with, if you're not aware, Becky Boo was a host on lolcowqueen. In the last week and a half, there's been a lot of issues, particularly on her and not wanting, I guess, to not go to Fat Camp because of multiple reasons, because of animal and then obviously health reason. Just like everybody else, my opinion is that she's just lazy and she doesn't want to do it. She's also worried about money, which is ridiculous because these shows still make a lot of money regardless. So, and there was also this whole thing about, her ex Richie, and obviously I made my case and how I feel about that in the past. I just found it interesting, right? And now currently Keem told her that him and Becky were talking and they sort of came into agreement, and then it ended up completely backfiring on her end. So they both made demands on each other on what they want to do, what they want, and how they want to get it, right? And in my head, I was just kind of laughing at this because, like, why would you go through this? Like, I get it, she's a big time host. I get it that she's one of the main reasons that she pulls in a lot of viewers. At the same time, most people who watch her don't like her to begin with and don't really care about her at all. I watch her because it's just funny to watch her screw up everything and make things worse for her, and then obviously I make content out of it. Obviously, I'm a detractor, so obviously I have my own reason. As RTU once said, it's sort of like this weird environment, this weird ecosystem where one relies on the other. But obviously, I also will admit that I rely more on the whole lolcowlive universe rather than one host. If one host leaves, I don't really give a shit too much because I still have other hosts. So it isn't like I must worry about, right? And given the way lolcowlive is structured and how they're so drama focused on themselves, I'm never really without any content to begin with. Even if it's a little boring or a little just repetitive, I'm never without content. But one of the main reasons why the deal didn't go through was because Becky wanted some licensing agreements. She wanted to be part owner, and I just laughed. I just laughed so hard because ultimately, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The last 2 months, lolcowqueen has been focusing on Becky. Obviously, they wanted to create the Becky booth, so it really was so stupid because I'm not saying she won't gain viewers, but the thing is, the show we focus more on her people hating on her. But I think she was just trying a way to get a little bit of money. That's a way to support herself, and that's ridiculous. And the reason why I say it's ridiculous is because, like, you weren't really a founding member. I mean, you were a founding member, but the show wasn't originally meant to be around Tina. And if anybody owns lolcowqueen, is Tina. Tina was the main reason. Yeah, see, Tina was put on the back burner because of the way Queens is. Obviously after Lynx left and obviously after Grace left. So to me, it's just kind of hilarious that she's demanding royalty. Like, girl, get over yourself. And really the fault is on Keem for not trying to step in and trying to make the situation better and not, really Keem sort of just came in and burst her bubble and humble her. But that never ended up happening. So here we are now. Now, the question is he going to pop up on Fat Camp? I'm not sure. If she does, it's hilarious. But I think the one takeaway from this is that Keem in this particular stream basically admitted that everything that Becky was doing was one big character. And I think that's enough to say that the shows are scripted. All the drama is scripted. Everybody is scripted. Keem more or less admitted that everything has been scripted. And I think it's time to finally do an update video on that when the time comes. But with that being said, have a good one, be safe, and God bless.